and young men, and now has just launched that same opportunity for young girls and women in this state.
And I want to refer to the graphic at the top of the screen. Division I professional soccer. Top flight level of professionalism. Again, the league will debut a year from this August 2024. Fingers crossed, the Indy 11 are playing in August of 2025 as we truly have a home for both Indy 11 men's and women's professional soccer. Stay tuned. We'll get back to talking about the men's team. We're at halftime against their matchup against the Switchbacks of Colorado Springs. Back with more in a moment as you're watching on Wish TV. My goodness, what a spectacular Saturday night for soccer, or frankly, any outdoor activity. It is absolute postcard weather in downtown Indy. Thanks for joining us for Indy 11 Soccer on the Indy 11 television network, as well as ESPN Plus. Tonight, the 11 play host to the Switchbacks of Colorado Springs, last year a finalist in the Western Conference. Alongside Brad Hodder, Greg Rakestraw with you. Thank you so much for joining us. The Indy 11 are back at home for the first time in 3 weeks since a 1-1 draw to the Riverhounds of Pittsburgh. 2 weeks ago, it was a road victory at Loudon. Last week, a 3-1 defeat at the hands of Sacramento Republic. Brad, Sacramento is really turning into one of the better teams in the entirety of the USL Championship.
Yeah, terrific run last year in the Open Cup, and then you add Russell Cicerone to the mix, and such a dangerous attacking piece.
One thing that you notice, Indy does have a goal in this mix from Robbie Dambrot, but we've seen Indy start to get behind early in matches. That's going to be concerning for Mark Lowry.
Yeah, it does. It's a focus element, and you really need to take those windows, and you need to be dialed in those critical moments.
So with that, a couple of changes for the Indy 11 in terms of player personnel. One of them took place before last week's match. He's going to be very familiar to both us in Indianapolis as well as the opposition tonight. Macaulay King was acquired at the end of last week in exchange for Jonas Fjellberg. He actually flew from Colorado to Northern California and now back in Indianapolis and in the starting 11 tonight.
Yeah, and terrific player. We got to see him early in his career. He spent some time with Mark down in El Paso. That connection, that relationship is going to blossom here. And then you take a look, just a gritty defender.
And let's point it out this way, 7 goals in 34 matches playing for Mark Lowry in El Paso in basically a season and a half. Also, Roberto Molina added the lineup for the Indy 11, spent the last 2 years with the Las Vegas Lights. While the Switchbacks in a different conference than the Indy 11, still a couple of very familiar faces that we'll see in that lineup when we bring that to you in a matter of moments. Keys the game, opening kickoff, all that and more comes your way next. A Saturday night of Indy 11 soccer here on the Indy 11 Television Network and ESPN+.
For over a century, Indiana has been the destination for sports innovation and the state where champions are crowned. Now, we're entering a new era with Sports Tech HQ, a place that inspires innovation and invests in entrepreneurs who are changing the game, one startup at a time. Welcome to the crossroads of sports and technology. Sports Tech HQ, home of the game changers.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Lock in your rate with pre-approval. It's fast, free, and makes buying the car of your dreams easier. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
When your cat's a meme and your dog is too.
And it's hard to know what's fake or true.
Just raise a glass with a friend or two.
You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do.
When the online trends keep getting worse.
And you lost your keys in the metaverse.
Now your right swipe just went left on you.
You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do.
It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more,
all the color in the world. I'm uncovering.
Bring color to life with the very best paint, only at your Sherwin-Williams store.
Tonight's match is presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers. Central Indiana is proud to be Honda's home turf too. Search your local Honda dealer today. And by Community Health Sports Medicine. Exceptional care, simply delivered. Time for tonight's starting lineups. They are brought to us by your Central Indiana Honda dealers. Central Indiana is proud to be Honda's home turf as well. So Macaulay King makes his return to Indy. First time he has played in this building, though, but he will be the starting left back. But really what we have noticed, and we'll see if this actually rings true in terms of how they play, but because of some of the personnel available, a little change in formation for Mark Lowry's team tonight.
Yeah, you got a couple of pieces in different spots, but at this level, you give the tactical instructions, you lock them in on what the new role is, and you just expect them to execute.
On the flip side, as we mentioned, even with Macca King coming from Colorado to Indy, still two very familiar names on the back line for the Switchbacks. Patrick Seegers played here 2 years ago for the Indy 11, and this ages both of us. It's been 7 years since Duke Lacroix played for the Indy 11. He made his professional debut by playing here for 2 years in 2015 and 2016.
And the thing with both of those guys, great pace. They get forward so well, just explosive.
This is a Switchbacks team that, as we mentioned earlier, made the Western Conference Finals last year, but they're a decidedly different roster. No Haji Berry, no Michelle and Galena, no Elvis Amo, and of course no Cam Lindley, as he now plays for the Indy 11 as well. Changing the head coach, Brendan Burke, left the Switchbacks at the beginning of January. Coach Hogan now in charge of the operation in Colorado Springs. Even with all the changes for the Switchbacks, they have won 5 of their first 10 games to start the season. Lost their last 2, have the visitors from Colorado Springs. Switchbacks and Indy played on June 18th last year. It was a fun one. Won by the home team 4-3. This is the Switchbacks' first ever visit to Indianapolis.
A good no call.
Cam Lindley weaving his way through traffic, that a name that we are familiar with. And Devin Speedy Williams with the infraction. The restart immediate by the Indy 11. Aiden Quinn looking back post, but Christian Herrera was there to claim it, and really nobody was sitting there on the back post for the Indy 11. I think our referee got clipped in that play. Colin Radisov is our referee for tonight, and he's saying, hey, give me a minute to make sure I'm okay.
Yeah, Jake Blake, I didn't see it, but Jack Blake ran up and patted him like I'm sorry. So you wonder if maybe brought him down from behind or something. He is struggling.
Yeah. We do have a 4th official. Colin Radisov again is going to try to work through it. I think we're going to be okay. Since we're talking about injuries, take a look at our injury report brought to us by Community Health Sports Medicine, official sports medicine provider of the Indy 11. And apparently everybody but the referee is fully healthy for tonight's game. For Indy, they're looking for their first home victory of the season. Overlapping run that Martinez could not get to on the ball that is sent by Cam Lindley.
Not a bad thought. Not a bad thought. That line was a little bit high. You got Martinez with his pace right on the edge. If you could just lay it in behind that back line, you got a chance for him to run onto it.
High press for the Indy 11. This, of course, is a staple of this diamond system for head coach Mark Lowry. Distance ball that Yannick Etzel came out to get, but never got to him.
Yeah, that turf held it up a little bit. And you start seeing the pace of Segrist and the damage that he can do.
Blake finds Martinez. Martinez tries to beat the keeper near side. Could not get it past him, but you like the chance creation early for the Indy 11. And these two teams played to a breakneck pace a year ago. They are looking to match that again here. It was a 7-goal thriller. These teams played in mid-June. Little did we know that it was after that match the precipitous slide of last summer would begin for the Indy 11. They lost that one. They would not win again until the end of August. Good overlapping run here. Player goes out inside the box. Not enough in it, says our referee. It is Budati that made the overlapping run. He was on the USL Championships Team of the Week a couple of weeks back. Had an assist on the tying goal in that victory at Loudon. Scored by Sebastian Guenzati. Our keys to the match brought to us by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Brad, given the pace of this game, I'm going to make these keys quick. Have at it.
Yeah, execution in the final third. The team has done a phenomenal job with possession, but only 4 goals in the run of play. You need to execute better in the final third, and then discipline on defense. You take a look, it's a solid unit, but the last 4 goals have been in those critical focus windows. The first 10 minutes, last 10 minutes of a half. Got to be dialed in those moments. For Colorado, you got to be clean in transition. They played up a man for 60 minutes against Memphis last week and just allowed them to sit in and counter and couldn't stop the counter, made a mistake and went away with the loss in that one. And then when to high press. If you take a look at what's happened with Indy in these last 4 goals, giving them up in the first 10 minutes, last 10 minutes of a half, those might be some opportunities that you select to high press.
Foul whistle against Martinez for the Indy 11. You see Mark Lowry, his team coming in with 9 points so far in the season. Wins 4 losses and 3 draws. He had a draw in their opening match against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And had a win against Detroit. April was a bit of a rough month. Gustavo Ricci, it's his first start since the opening match of the season. Gustavo played last year in MLS Next Pro, native of Brazil. Really have not seen much of Gustavo over the course of the last couple of months. He gets the opportunity at center back then alongside Adrian Dispay.
Great height in the center with the 2 center backs for Indy. And you look, Ricci got some time against Columbus in the Open Cup and really did a nice job.
Blake, the quick distribution.
Great ball.
Trying to spring Martinez. He had 5 goals last year, playing for the Sacramento Republic. Just a little too aggressive on that one. Budati did not have time to get it. Christian Herrera has been awfully active so far. He's been forced into that. Even if there's not really been a threatening shot on goal for the Indy 11 in the opening 6 minutes.
Great run by Budati overlapping Martinez. And you can see, you know, you look at the game against Loudoun, how he was holding up play and players were running off of him. He's so dangerous, the defender has to stay, and that gives some space for Budati to find pockets.
Long distance ball, Rebion tracks back. Yannick Etzel got there as well. That has been the nature of Etzel all season. Foul going to be called against Aiden Quinn of the Indy 11. Etzel is not shy about becoming that 4th, 5th, or 6th defender if needed for the Indy 11. Oscar Agren started right back tonight for the Switchbacks. The takeaway by Cam Lindley. Obviously, Lindley knows some of these players for the Switchbacks, but like we've said, they had a significant amount of turnover from last year's roster this year. Find themselves currently in a playoff position in the Western Conference. You're right now the first team on the outside looking in, but it is so early. After tonight, there are 24 matches remaining in the season for the Indy 11. 23 for the visitors from Colorado Springs. Macaulay King. Lindley. Wow. Distribution to Martinez.
What a touch.
Martinez that was kind of hit and hope as he was running out of real estate, and a goal kick coming for Colorado Springs. Second consecutive match against the Western Conference for the Indy 11. They have played a lot of their Western Conference matchups already on the season. Select is the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Ricci, Dispay, King, and then Jack Blake got clattered into. Mark Lowry applauding his side's efforts here in the opening 8 minutes of the match.
They've done a really nice job. You look at the Switchbacks, when they win possession of the ball, they're looking to see if they can find a ball through or over the back line of Indy. And Ricci and Dispay have done a great job of denying any of those through balls.
Macaulay King.
We've seen that a few times when he was here. That one-touch ball that he sends from out wide and just puts it in such a dangerous spot.
One of the best pure assists in the history of the Indy 11 was sent in by Macaulay King.
Almost from that spot and almost in that same kind of, one-touch, unbalanced. You think he's just clearing it and it winds up, who was it, Dane Kelly?
Correct. Back post against the New York Red Bulls 2, September of 2019. That Indy 11 team was on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals, the furthest they have advanced. in the playoffs since joining the USL Championship. Sadly, the Indy 11 have not been a playoff team in each of the last 3 years, and hoping to rectify that here in 2023.
I like the plan here for the switchbacks with Beckford out wide. His heels are on the touchline, and he's just waiting for that ball to be popped over Rebion.
Trying to make that diagonal run and got ahead to it. Well, Rebion will try to shepherd that ball across the end line, and foul is whistled against Deshane Beckford. Rebion, the player that has been with Mark Lowry at all 3 stops in this league, frankly, including one not in this league in the days of the Jacksonville Armada. Second year with the Indy 11. He got the first goal from on a play this season, did Bryant. A 1-0 victory against Detroit City back on March 25th. Blake will knock it forward. Quinn gives chase. Speedy Williams gets ahead to it for the switchbacks. Of course, we have seen Speedy for many years. Spent 4 years, did Speedy, with Lou City. Spent the last 2 years with the Miami FC. And a goal kick coming for Colorado Springs. One thing you notice about this switchbacks team, they have invested heavily in players from Jamaica. They have several players that have Jamaican ties or have spent time playing for the national team, and Speedy Williams is amongst that group. Coley King applying pressure, putting that back for the Indy 11. Blake and Martinez could not get on the same page. Then Blake goes down. Official says ball first. Blake wins it back anyway. Dropping all the way back to the back line here. He is wont to do that as that holding midfielder in this diamond system.
And you look, he picks the time when both of the outside backs get forward, and it's just the 2 center backs. They split a bit wider. Lindley drops into that spot and then quarterbacks the offense from there.
Reese, he has the ball at his feet. Let's thank our friends, the Keystone Group, specializing in transformational developments, construction management, and investments. Ball knocked forward. Foster couldn't get to it. Deespay with him step for step, and then gets the dap from Edel for the effort.
That's one of the things is it's not going to show up in the stat book. It's just a very smart play, and as a keeper, you recognize that it's Deespay just shielding the player off the ball that prevents it from being anything dangerous.
Budani from the right back spot to the corner flag. Martinez trying to set up Guenzati. Mahoney got a boot to it. Now it would be Duke Lacroix. We've seen him make a run from that position before, have we not?
Yes, we have.
The holder of the 2016 NASL Goal of the Year with the Indy 11. Beckford goes down and draws the whistle.
Tough spot. Tough spot.
Right in front of the 18-yard box. Certainly a chance to go for goal from outside of the 18. Now, in addition to that contact, another player is down behind the play in Malik Foster for the switchbacks. Deespay got just enough of him to draw the ire of Colin Rodisau.
Yeah, and you look at how Foster plays. He's at the very top of their attack, and they spread their line of 3 in the 4-2-3-1 very, very wide to pull the back line of Indy apart and then see if they can't slip Foster through.
Well, certainly you're thinking about going for goal from this distance. Tyreek McGee wearing number 7. Have a look at this one.
And this is a simple decision. You got a guy from the left, you got a guy from the right. Who is it that feels like they've got the bigger window?
A little bit of an opening to work through here, the way the line is being formed by the 11. Now Guenzati will try to close that door. The middle as fast a look as possible. Lift it up and over the bar, and sometimes you can almost be too close. That might have been the case that time for Jairo Enriquez, the native of El Salvador.
Yeah, that drives me crazy. I mean, you've got really an unbelievable opportunity here. You got to at least put it on frame. You got to at least be dangerous with that ball.
Enriquez in his second year with the Switchbacks. That first goal of the season. Romario Williams has been the leading source of offense this year for the Switchbacks. He is not in the 18 tonight. It's an Indy 11 team that has just one player that has double-digit goals in the season. That is Sebastian Guenzati. The outside to Beckford. Beckford trying to break down Rebillon. And while he got by Bryan, couldn't get by defenders 2 and 3 in that scenario. Guenzati trying to dig out some space and draws the foul, effectively ending the threat for the Switchbacks.
Yeah, that threat, that counterattack started because they were playing with it in the 18 under Indy's press. They were able to break that press, and Indy committed so many bodies to it that there was great transitional space through the middle of the field for the Switchbacks.
Tonight's match brought to us by Sports Tech HQ. Indiana, winning is in our DNA. For more information, visit forthewinners.com. Martinez carves out some space. Has Guenzati to his left. Quinn applying support. Martinez plays it across. Guenzati, a couple of touches. The lead. Rebillon!
What a hit! Oh, what a goal!
Rebillon gets his second goal of the season. Appears he got hurt in the process. It might mute the celebration. They will still cue the smoke anyway. Let's hope that Bryan is all right, but he signals immediately he's going to need some help. He may be going out on his shield on this one. 1-0 for the Indy 11 in the 17th minutes.
You hate to see after the goal, everybody's calling for assistance on this one. You hate to see that from such a terrific player.
As pretty of a goal as the Indy 11 have scored all season long. Now, frankly, they're all pretty when they find the back of the net. Bryan, over his 2 years with the Indy 11, has been hit by the injury bug, and looks like that Indy has their players warming up as we speak. We'll have to make an immediate substitution. Let's take one more look from the field level.
Well, incredible vision by Guenzati to get this touch and then see that Rebillon is coming off of his right side, lay it into space for him, and Bryan comes up and just perfectly utilizes the defenders as a screen and bends it back post.
Rebillon joins Guenzati in terms of multiple goal scorers for the Indy 11 this season. Now, in terms of players that could spell him, players available off the bench tonight include Jesus Vasquez, Mishak Jerome, Harrison Robledo. Roberto Molina just signed by the team. Not sure if he's 90 minutes fit at this point. Solomon Asante and Juan Tejada. It appears it's Jesus Vasquez that has been summoned. And he will join the back line. And again, what I frankly think that means, it allows kind of Macaulay King the chance a little further forward here in the Indy 11 attack. Rebillon slowly heading over towards the Indy 11 bench. Reminder that all of our substitutions are brought to us by Jiffy Lube of Indiana. So this one's going to come a little bit earlier than expected.
Your heart just goes out to him. I mean, he's done everything that you've asked of him, position-wise, play-wise, through his time here, and just can't seem to get healthy.
Things that try to strip the immediate nature of the injury away. One of the things that Indy 11 fans have been asking for is stop chasing the game. Here they are with a 1-goal lead in the opening 20 minutes of the match. For Rebillon, tonight was his 8th match of the season, his 5th start. So Jesus Vasquez waved on. Will immediately head to a center back position. Gustavo Ricci now will bump out to more of a left back spot. And frankly, again, kind of given the personnel the Indy 11 have, they're almost playing more 5 at the back tonight than anything else. But obviously in this system, the left and right backs can almost double as forwards at times. We'll monitor that as the evening goes along. Speedy Williams got knocked into by Cam Lindley.
I think you talk about have this appearance of 5 backs, we're also in a position where you're looking to protect a lead. And so, as much as the switchbacks are spreading you out with that line of 3 in the 4-2-3-1, this allows you a little bit more personnel to jam up those spaces.
Let's thank our friends at Indiana Members Credit Union. Show your Indy 11 pride and get your exclusive IMCU Indy 11 debit card at any IMCU branch or online at imcu.com today. Matt Mahoney. Skundrich. Many new faces on the Switchbacks roster this year. And one of the returnees from a season ago. Here's Herrera. Last year when these two teams got together, 7 were scored. And frankly, has not been how the Indy 11 have played this year.
Was it the goal from Galena that was almost from the end line? No angle?
Yes, the angle was stupefying.
You think that's a cross, and then it winds up in the back of the net.
We had seen Mache for many years in this league, and because of Brendan Burke being in Colorado Springs, and there are still some pieces that are like this, there's a lot of guys that have ties to the Philadelphia Union Bethlehem Steel system, which obviously has been maybe only FC Dallas would rival it in terms of the best academy system in the United States in terms of bringing players up through their academy. Think of McKenzie, the Aronson brothers that have all come through that Bethlehem Steel / Philadelphia system. Galena was another one of those finds that we saw him playing as a teenager for the Bethlehem Steel back in 2018. Of course, this match is brought to us by Community Health Sports Medicine. Exceptional care simply delivered. The 11 has been applying the high press when given the opportunity. Switchbacks have been a bit more judicious about that so far. The backs for the Indy 11 have had kind of some room to operate and distribute. Risi commits the foul, and then Henriquez's clearance not allowed to be played freely. So Gustavo Risi showing our first yellow of the match. That's right, Risi gets just his 2nd start of the season. That is his first yellow of the season. See one of the many acquisitions this offseason for Mark Lowry.
Talented player.
The preferred lineup has been Ispe and Vasquez at the center backs. Dambrot missing his first match since March tonight. Had the goal last week against Sacramento. Blake the takeaway. Last time the Indy 11 were here, Jack had the lone goal for the Indy 11. An 81st minute strike. Gave the Indy 11 a rare point against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And by the way, congratulations to Pittsburgh, having pulled the cup set in the
How about that?
last round of the US Open Cup. And the Birmingham Legion representing our league in the final 16. Part of our halftime show. Pittsburgh victorious over the New England Revolution. And knowing a Bob Lilly team in a not stunning 1-0 fashion, winning that match. Just a reminder, fans, Soccer Saturday airs every Saturday morning on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. This week we had ourselves a busy show. The 11 President and CEO Greg Stremlaw talking about the USL Super League news and the latest with 11 Park as well. We caught up with former Indy 11 man Patrick Segrist, Daisy Whitson from the women's squad, and Macaulay King on the men's team. Go back and listen on your schedule anytime at 1075thefan.com.
It's interesting, you've seen how the tactics have changed here. with Indy dropping a fifth back and jamming things up a little bit more. That opens up a little bit more space in the midfield, and the Switchbacks have adjusted well. Instead of looking for that through ball or that ball over the top, now they've recognized there's less space in those channels to play that ball. They're combining a little bit more in the midfield, waiting for an opportunity to play a guy through.
Long distance ball, Budati. Lacroix got there first. It will be a goal kick, and now we have another Indy 11 player down in Budati.
We have the ball. We get.
Budati and Lacroix got there virtually simultaneously. Eunice clearly thinking should have been an infraction whistled on that play. Eunice has started all 10 matches this year. The last 2 seasons playing in Hartford. Durability and availability have been key for Eunice. He is now featured in 71 matches in the last 2 1/3 seasons.
And what's crazy is he plays all out all the time, and he's up and down 18 to 18. You've seen him here in the other box. He's been brought down twice.
And how about that for craftily playing that ball of Patrick Segrist, and immediately Segrist offers the thumbs up. I assume that was for the ball that was played his way. It may have been for the closeout from Budati. Either way, a throw-in coming for the Indy 11. And good to talk to Patrick this week on the show. Had a great conversation with him for Soccer Saturday. And Patrick only played here 2 years ago, but he is from the north side of Chicago. I said, all right, what's the ticket count up to? Because I think it's about 12. So if you hear Switchback fans tonight, they're probably related to Patrick Segrist. Thought about the long distance blast at Speedy Williams. Lays it off for Beckford instead. Enriquez looking back post. That's Segrist. That's the target. Heads it down and Edel. Got there first. Foster careened into D's pay.
And a great thought by Segrist is just to see if he can't play that ball into a pocket where another player can come and maybe get a flick on past Edel.
We had him as a second-year pro. He was on loan from Inter Miami. Here that Patty was here, and he has been, you mentioned this about Budati, Segrist has been pretty durable too. Played 29 games with the Indy 11 2 years ago, played 33 for Memphis 901 last year. Patrick and I are friends on Facebook, and he is very proud of the fact that the Switchbacks decided to feature him in one of their billboard campaigns.
I saw that. I saw that.
He was
That's
all
great.
about that. I asked him, is that a first for your career? He said, absolutely, that's a first for me.
You wonder on stuff like that how much players are involved in that. You know, usually when you're looking at that stuff, you're going through what's a good picture to put up that shows some action and is visually appealing, and you're not really concerned about linking up the players with it. So you got to figure he's just driving down the road. It's like, whoa.
Patrick's not shy about telling you, action and visually appealing, that describes him perfectly well. When Zadi trying to cut this one back, Skundrich got in the way. Blake will settle for Indy. Martinez trying to find a target. Didn't get through. Foster waiting for a little help.
And these are these windows that the Switchbacks really need to take advantage of. When Indy's got their 5 backs in, there's no space to play through. But when they send the wing backs up, and in this one, you got Despay just by himself in there, you got to try and figure out a way to support Foster on those counterattacks.
Lindley, the player that was fouled here, or Quinn, excuse me. Enriquez knocked into him. Iro in his second year with the Switchbacks. Lindley taking his time to restart this one. Let's just tell you about our friends at McGowan Insurance, a proud partner of the Indy 11. Visit McGowan, insgrp.com for all your insurance needs. Lindley, what a tackle. Quinn trying to hope to knock that ball forward to a teammate or cut it back, and just couldn't do either. Think about timing it right. That's exactly what Cam Lindley did in that scenario. Back in his second stint with the Indy 11. I joked with Matt King this week. I said, this is the 3rd different time you've been a teammate of Cam Lindley's in the last 4 years. Both here for part of 2020 and teammates last year with the Switchbacks. Hackett made 5 starts for spring before being sent to Indy. Martinez in stride. Can he split two defenders? Works around one, but Herrera got there in time to thwart the opportunity for Martinez.
You can see a key strategy here from Indy 11. Every time they win that ball in the midfield, the head is up. They're looking at Martinez. They're looking at the space around him, and can they play him through?
Beckford weaving his way through traffic. Enriquez looking back post. That'll be a foul. Foul whistled against the visitors.
And again, another non-stat thing. Great recovery run by Jesus Vasquez. If he doesn't make that recovery run to get in front of the ball, another player has to shift into that space to stop the penetration, and then that opens up a pocket. He gets back in there. They're able to keep their shape and integrity.
For a second time tonight, the training staff has to be called on for the Indy 11. This time it is Adrian Dees-Pay that is the injured party. No warm-ups coming yet in terms of Indy 11 players, suggesting an immediate need for the Indy 11. Not that we need it from a temperature standpoint, but this almost serves as a hydration break here in the 30th minute. Temperatures in the mid-60s, nothing but sunshine today. Was a great day for activity at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and clearly, judging by the crowds, a great night to come watch the Indy 11. And I know that the Vice President of Marketing and Club Growth takes full credit for that for the Indy 11 this year.
Right.
Dees-Pay will have to come and be waved back into the match by our fourth official. Switchbacks will like to kind of throw numbers for in this press.
You see, it's a well-disciplined press. You got Foster trying to pull the ball to one side, and once he does that, line of three steps in and picks and sees. Is it an off touch? Is it a ball that we can pounce on?
King kind of knows the nooks and crannies of this switchback system. Part of it for the last year and a half. I was talking with Macca before he came to the States to play at Young Harris College in Division II. Trained as a youth in the Leicester system. Concerned about the Foxes going back down for the first time in 9 years, given their current status in the Premier League. Blake. Bugatti.
Great interplay.
Blake. Macca King. Margaret got in the way. Does Lindley have a hit from distance? Well, he tries, but Speedy Williams got in the way. Yeah, always one that is about setting up his teammates more than going for glory himself. And again, it's a different role he plays with the Indy 11 this year. He's usually the guy who has the pass that leads to the assist when things are going well for the Indy 11.
You know, sometimes, though, it's when you are known as this playmaking, creative guy that sets up other players. Sometimes as a goalkeeper, you can start to switch off.
Yeah,
you're starting to look at that. Where's he going to go with this ball? And let me start jumping those routes. And every now and then, Cam's going to keep you honest by just pulling the trigger.
Martinez goes down and immediately puts up a hand. We're going to play on here. The 11 playing a man down. And that's going to be a foul on Blake. And Blake, with the studs up that time, he intentionally draws the yellow card because he wasn't happy that the Switchbacks did not stop play immediately. So Blake took matters into his own hands. He draws the yellow. Second yellow given to an Indy 11 player today. Now we'll go back and make sure that Martinez is all right.
Jack Blake's got such competitive fire in him. He keeps score on everything. He knew exactly what was going on in that situation. Said, I'll take it into my own hands.
Only problem for Jack is that's his fourth yellow, so he's getting dangerously close. that yellow card accumulation, having to miss a match for the Indy 11.
I think when you sign him, you know that's going to happen at some point in the season. Now you just hope it happens in a game that you've got enough bodies to fill that space.
He with 25 yellows on the season. It's not a huge total. 10 matches in. He has not picked up a red card this year. Let's hope that trend continues from the home perspective. 35th minute. Ryan Remion with the goal for the Indy 11. Unfortunately injured on the follow-through of scoring the goal. He, the player that's down for Switchbacks, immediately pops back up. Good find, Skundrich. Enriquez lets it roll through. Lacroix has a hit that could turn off somebody. We referenced a specific pass from Macaulay King in his Indy 11 career from 4 years ago. There is little doubt that Duke Lacroix has the assist on the goal in Indy 11 history. He is the player that sent the ball to Eamon Zayed back post for the Indy 11 to win the 2016 NASL Spring Championship. In fact, if you go back and listen to the call of that goal, Lacroix is the last name that you hear. Because as the play was happening, my broadcast partner started screaming immediately because he knew that Zayed was going to tap it in on the back post.
That guy sounds really smart.
He's a fun guy to hang with at parties.
He doesn't go to parties, that guy.
He claims he's an introvert.
He is an introvert. Really not. I know him. He's an introvert.
I know him too. He's not an introvert. Take away by Ogren.
Good find.
Advantage being played. Enriquez gives it a hit. Smothers it up.
A great pickup too. Great pickup. You got Foster chasing it down, just hoping he spills it.
No Mario Williams tonight for the Switchbacks. A bit of their firepower away. This match brought to us by your Central Indiana Honda dealers. It's proud to be Honda's home turf too. Search your local Honda dealer today. Blake could win the 50-50 ball. Neither could Quinn. Beckford.
Oh, he's got pace.
Plays it across. Macaulay King did just enough to get in the way. That'll be a goal kick for the Indy 11.
Reese's going to have his hands full. Beckford is just so pacey, so creative.
Take a look. Segrist, the player that got to it last, according to our match referee.
You look at how Macca gets up from that tackle, and he celebrates like he just scored a goal. Those hard-nosed defenders, they know these little moments that are victories for them.
Beckford again plays it across, but this time it didn't get past Jesus Vasquez.
And great job by Quinn and Vasquez to get into that space behind. They know Beckford's ability and putting him on Reese, and the call coming from the bench is take him outside, and looking at that opportunity to slide that ball across. If you can get Quinn looking to double down from the high side and Vasquez in the lane, you're able to protect that slotted ball.
Last year spent time with the league champs in San Antonio. Part of that Jamaican connection for this team. Beckford does not have a goal. He does have a team high 3 assists so far this year.
And you can see how they come. It's just a 1-2 quick touch, separate from the player a little bit and just get enough of a lane that you can drive that ball across.
Tonight's match brought to us by Hyatt Place and Hyatt House, downtown Indianapolis. Experience comfort in downtown Indy. This match had kind of a frenetic pace to it in the first 15-20 minutes. It is clearly settled down just a little bit.
And a lot of it has had to do with Indy dropping that fifth back, because it's congested things from being a back and forth game to a little bit more connectivity needed.
Reese, seen him because he hasn't played that much since the opening couple of matches of the season. Exactly what he can do with that throw. East Pay was the target. Couldn't do anything with it after that. Good win by Vasquez. Even that ball is just off to the side. Gives his team time to set defensively. Jesus in his second season with the Indy 11 was acquired in the first Jonas Fjällberg deal from last year with RGV. Two were teammates up until a couple of weeks ago. I know that was not an easy move to make for Coach Lowry, but Fjällberg dealing with a bit of an injury. Because of roster depth, felt they needed an immediate piece. Certainly Mark has a great deal of knowledge and admiration for how Macaulay King plays the game, and that feeling was mutual. A chance to come back to Indy and play for Mark Lowry was a no-brainer for Macca. This portion of this match is brought to us by Sherwin-Williams. Bring color to life with Sherwin-Williams. Ogren. Vasquez, timing, slowed down Beckford. Quinn again just trying to launch Martinez. Martinez and Lacroix, teammates last year in Sacramento.
Wow.
And now Martinez not happy about the time-killing mechanism by Lacroix there.
I tell you, that was one. Budati recognized it was off on the races. Martinez was going to play the ball into space for him, and Lacroix just knocked it out of his hands.
May not like the move, or you might say Lacroix was using his Ivy League education, depending on your perspective on the play.
No, it's a move worthy of a yellow, and you'd willingly accept the yellow in there as opposed to a breakaway from Budati.
Reese playing all the way up, again playing that left back role after the injury to Brian Ravillon. This match brought to us by our friends at the Morales Group. Staffing agencies find jobs, we build futures. Foster cuts it back.
Clever ball.
Dangerous ball. Beckford couldn't get ahead to it. That door was open as well. Now Martinez with some space to operate. Has three defenders behind him. Ogren racing back to make it four. Blake with space. Quinn charging forward. That's Martinez. Martinez cuts it back. Quinn couldn't get there in time. Passes found space. The last pass did not find a man. Doing what he can to slow Beckford down on that play.
Oh, I am so impressed with Beckford. What a player.
He's been on loan to several teams in the championship from Montego Bay United. Edel, late decision to punch that one away from Skundrich. He'll play that sideways simply to buy some time. Ball headed down. Skundrich the target. Vasquez got a shoulder in front of him, and we have the first corner kick of the match. Corner kicks are brought to us by Wilson, Kehoe, Winningham. So first corner for either side tonight comes in minute number 45. Good win that time by Vasquez. Skundrich, a player that has played extensively at the MLS level the last 2 years with DC United. McGee heads up in the BYB.
Little mistouch by Speedy Williams, or that could have developed into something extremely dangerous for Indy.
With a goal and a couple of injuries, I would think we're looking at a couple of minutes of added time. More than that, it's going to be 4 additional minutes before the first half will come to its completion. Yannick Edel being told, hey, pick up the pace a little bit. Look from our field level camera at the fantastic crowd on hand at the mic tonight. And we will not have a better weather night all year than we have tonight. It's a great day to spend 7 hours at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, then spend 2 more hours at the campus of IUPUI.
On a day like today,
Ball played across back post again. King got there first. No danger just yet. McGee. Foster goes down. Williams trying to find an angle of space, and again roofs it. And now we will check on Foster at the conclusion of the play. Training staff being waved on here for Colorado Springs.
So you take a look. You were at the track for 4 hours today.
I was at the track I was broadcasting for, yes, 4 hours.
Okay. How many words do you think you've used today?
1 million. Foster is down already at this point. May have limited the options that Williams had. Foster, a member of the Sacramento Republic.
There's nobody on the bench warming up, so
he's heading off the sideline just now. Foster a goal and assists. He has played all 10 matches heading into this one, and he has started every match but one this year, has Malik. This match is brought to us by our friends at the Keystone Group, specializing in transformational developments, construction, management, and investments. Gonzatti going to knock that ball to the side. If you're Mark Lowry, what is going to be your message to the guys at halftime?
I think you got to make sure you continue to provide defensive support for Arisi. You know, you lose Dambrot, you lose Rebion, you're on a center back playing on the outside against an unbelievably creative and pacey forward who we've already seen separate on him a couple times and drive a dangerous ball over.
Lindley got in the way of McGee. Zeffert, now Gonzatti. He's got Martinez in front. Likes to hold up for more teammates to charge forward. Now Budati. Martinez flattens out his run to be onside and stays that way. Still plenty of time here for the Indy 11. Blake looking for a window of space. And finds a space, doesn't find a man. Blake knows these switchbacks very well. He spent the majority of the last several years in the Western Conference, first playing for Real Monarchs and playing for San Diego Loyal. See the banner for the USL Super League in the background. We're going to talk more about that in the first segment of our halftime show. Huge news for men's professional soccer and for the city of Indianapolis earlier this week. And more about that coming up in just a matter of moments. some time wasting. Rizzotti flicks it forward, but Buddy had made the corresponding run. Would think we are seconds away from a whistle to signify the end of festivities for half number one. The pressure by Quinn. Then a jersey tug was enough to draw contact. Quinn trying to kill off a few more seconds like any good veteran player would.
Yeah, it's that old, let me scoop and back. I'll throw it backwards to you, but I'm going to hit it off my leg so it doesn't go back.
He may have picked that move up from his dad, by the way. And that's it. So, first half belongs to the Indy 11. Frankly, after the goal, largely the switchbacks would dictate play. But style points at this point for 11 don't matter. They're just looking to get a win. And right now, they're a goal to the good 45 minutes in.
Yeah, and the tactics changed. It was really impressive to see both teams adjust to the new tactics and figure out a new game plan mid-game.
Unfortunately, that man on your screen got the goal, but you can see with the hitch in the giddy-up as he is heading back to the locker room, that was his last of the night. The Rebellions' second goal of the season gives Indy 11 the lead as they are looking for the full 3 points in this building for the first time since October the 8th. As in last season, Indy 11 won. The Switchbacks of Colorado Springs 0. Stay tuned. Halftime show comes your way next on the Indy 11 television network and on ESPN+.
It's very true that it takes a village to raise a child. And when it comes to my healthcare village at Community Health Network, it's all nestled right in my phone. Accessing healthcare is the ability to be connected with your provider and ask a question when you need it. I feel like when I'm meeting with a community nurse practitioner or doctor, they're tuned in to what is going on with me and the way that they can serve me best.
Stand by me. And the winner of the Indianapolis 500.
Indiana, winning is in our DNA. And we're winning the future with $22 billion in new business investment, building an economy of the future with unprecedented momentum. Indiana, for the winners.
On this absolutely gorgeous Saturday night, we welcome back to Indy 11 soccer. We're at halftime between the 11 and the Switchbacks of Colorado Springs. It is that wonderful overlap time of year where both the Indy 11 and women's and men's teams are playing. The women's team made their debut for season number 2, and to say it was successful would be an understatement. Brad, they played St. Charles FC of the St. Louis area. They proceeded to score 8 goals and didn't allow 1. It looks like year number 2, looking a whole lot like year number 1.
Amazing performance, 2-0 at halftime, and then answer the second half with 6. Paul Dolinsky's got to be thrilled with that performance.
Sam Dewey, a graduate of Triton Central High School, had 2 goals. Maisie Whitsitt with 2 goals as well. Now, the Indy 11 women are on the road twice more this week, including tomorrow afternoon against Lexington. They open up the home portion of their schedule against Racing Louisville. That'll be Friday, June 2nd. And a reminder, all 5 women's home matches are streamed on 11 Sports, as well as the ISC Sports Network. Now, that's great in and of itself, but it leads in perfectly to the other big news of the week for the Indy 11, and that is the future of the women's team being at the professional level. The USL Super League is going to be the site. Now, you see here the 8 initial cities. Indy will not be a part of it. The reason why? The Indy 11 will make their debut, we hope, in 2025, because that is when the completion of 11 Park is going to happen. The league will be played kind of on the FIFA calendar, so from August wrapping around through May, and yes, there might be a winter break for those of us here in central Indiana. Brad, your thoughts on this momentous news that came down the pike earlier this week?
This is fantastic. As a guy who grew up in Indianapolis wanting to play pro soccer, there was no path. Indy 11 has created that path for young boys and young men, and now has just launched that same opportunity for young girls and women in this state.
And I want to refer to the graphic at the top of the screen. Division I professional soccer. Top flight level of professionalism. Again, the league will debut a year from this August 2024. Fingers crossed, the Indy 11 are playing in August of 2025 as we truly have a home for both Indy 11 men's and women's professional soccer. Stay tuned. We'll get back to talking about the men's team. We're at halftime against their matchup against the Switchbacks of Colorado Springs. Back with more in a moment as you're watching on Wish TV.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Bring color to life with the very best paint, only at your Sherwin-Williams store.
Meet Chip. 30 years ago, he started a small business with a big idea. Today, there's a new building, a new fleet of equipment, and a new era of leadership. But we know Chip, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he plans to keep growing, building business with the next generation. IMCU is here to help with secure and simple account management tools and commercial financing to grow business. Today, it's all about Chip. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Once again, welcome back to downtown Indianapolis on this Chamber of Commerce Saturday night. The Indy 11 a 1-0 lead over the Switchbacks of Colorado Springs. Again, pitchside alongside Brad Harder. My name is Greg Rakestraw. Thank you so much for joining us on the Indy 11 television network and ESPN+. Brad, your thoughts on the opening 45 minutes that sees the Indy 11 protecting a 1-goal advantage?
A solid 45 from both sides. What's going to be interesting in the second half is watching as Colorado has to start pushing some numbers forward. Does that open up Martinez a bit more in the second half?
All right, so with that, let's take a look around elsewhere in the USL Championship. Our news and notes, and we touched on this earlier, the cup set, as it was called. Last year, Sacramento worked its way all the way to the championship match, falling in the U.S. Open Cup to Orlando City. Two teams advanced. Birmingham played Memphis. They drew each other in that round, but it's the Pittsburgh Riverhounds that knocked off the Revolution 1-0.
Well, the way that they play, if you can defend, you can play against anybody. It doesn't matter the level.
So Pittsburgh and Birmingham moving on. Both get to host, and those matches both come up on Wednesday. Now, when it comes to North Carolina FC, what exactly is a Railhawk anyway? That's just for the Brickyard Battalion reference, by the way. There's this thing called the TST, the soccer tournament. That's a 7-on-7 event. Familiar with the basketball tournament?
Yep.
This is something like that. And cool to see a League One team's going to enter.
It's something, isn't that like a $1 million prize for the winning team? I think there's something big at stake here.
I'm assuming they're playing for money. It's why they're playing.
But I think it's a massive prize.
I'm sure that, again, both ESPN and USL League One will have more. With that, let's get to now our scoreboard. There was one match that was played before this one today, and after getting roughed up last week, the Charleston Battery bounced back. They beat Monterey Bay 1-0. Memphis 9-0 won last night in beating FC Tulsa. Hartford, a goal to the good against Loudoun United at halftime. Miami and San Diego tied at 1. And Pittsburgh taking that momentum from that victory against the Rebs a couple of weeks ago. They lead Las Vegas Lights 2-0. Again, that game is at halftime. Here are the late matches that come up tonight. Then the next two matches for the Indy 11, including LIPAFC, which comes your way Saturday at 7 o'clock here in downtown Indianapolis. This reminder, don't miss a minute of the action in 2023. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN+, home of the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Stay tuned. We'll talk to the head coach of the Indy 11, Mark Lowry, when we come back. Second half action, it's not too far away as you're watching on the Indy 11 television network.
When your cat's a meme and your dog is too.
And it's hard to know what's fake or true.
Just raise a glass with a friend or two.
You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do.
Meet Kate. She has a lot to juggle. Family, work. It can lead to trying days and tired nights. But we know Kate, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know at some point her space at a premium life may change. IMCU is here to help Kate and you find your space. Now, add on or remodel with an introductory rate of 3.9% APR on a home equity line of credit. Today, it's all about Kate. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
The main part of my job is definitely listening. People deserve transparency. I don't want the financial part to be something that stops or hinders a patient from having the health care that they need. I try to treat each person like they're my mom or my grandmother, my daughter, my husband. I want them to know that they're not just another phone call for us. And it's very rewarding to know that I can provide peace of mind.
Stand by me.
been patiently waiting during this timeout. Let's get to the head coach in the 11 and Mark Lowry. Mark, your thoughts, what you saw from your team in the opening 45 minutes?
I'm really happy with us up until the goal, and then I think the injury really hurt us. I mean, losing Brahim on the left, we lost all attacking on the left. I've got 2 centre-backs out there right now, one at left wing back and one at left of a 3, so that really kind of took the sting out of our talent in terms of an attacking sense, but we're having to adapt and adjust because of the injuries we have and make the best of it.
Keep adapting the fly, my friend. We'll talk to you after the match. Mark Lowry kind enough to join us again. He alluded to it. Again, he's kind of playing how they have to play because of the bodies that they have. Again, how does tactic change even further for them now in half number 2?
Well, you could see his excitement on a defensive play that Reese made against Beckford late in that first half. He recognizes the pressure that Reese's under, and he just needs to make sure that you got Vasquez, you got Quinn, you got players that are helping out and jamming up space.
Does have the full complement of players available for substitutions. In terms of attacking players off the bench, you've got Solomon Asante. You've got Juan Tejada, who scored the game winner 2 weeks ago against Loud United. Lindley, late whistle, but will be whistled for the foul for the Indy 11.
Well, you talk about tactical adjustments, and coach recognized the same thing. He has put Budati on the left side to help with his pace to handle Beckford. It's a great decision.
On the flip side, if you're Stephen Hogan, the first-year man in charge of the Switchbacks, what, if anything, do you do differently in half number 2? Because as Mark alluded to, and we saw it as well, from the goal on, the Switchbacks really dictated the match to the Indy 11.
Right, and I think both teams recognized the way that the game changed, not just after the goal, but after the injury. And so instead of being able to be a little bit more direct, like they were in the opening 15-20 minutes, they had to possess a little bit more because of all the space that they had in the midfield and all of the space that they were denied in their front line.
Good looking ball here for Yunus Budati. So again, Budati, as you referenced, switching sides, the attack, good looking run going. Gwenzati couldn't chip it past the keeper, and Budati was trying to avoid touching it because he was in an offside position. I think it does mean that we are looking at a corner kick here for the Indy 11. So the first corner of this match for the Indy 11. All our corner kicks are brought to it by our friends at Wilson Kehoe Winningham.
My goodness, what counterattack. Budati switching sides. He's called on in the first moments of this second half. Is able to create something.
Other thing that I would say is this, is that there is no scouting team with him on that side either. So it's something different that the opposing team has not prepared for. Ball to be sent in. Lindley with the distribution. Patrick Seeger's got to head to it first. Vasquez settles to Jack Blake. Blake. Martinez, what a reaction. Gwenzati got the head to it. Tip of the cap to Christian Herrera. He saved what could have been a second Indy 11 goal.
Oh my goodness, what a save. Martinez, great ball in, flicking it on for Gwenzati. Gwenzati's able to put it on frame, but what an incredible touch save.
Herrera entered with 29 saves on the season. That was 4th best in the USL Championship. He has played every match but one, and Herrera was the backup to Caldwell last year. Switchbacks brought in Kuzminski, who we have seen for many years in Charleston. Herrera has won the job, and you can see why. Does have some gifts as well. Gentleman on your screen, 6'7". Another corner kick brought to us by Wilson Kehoe Winningham. Lindley will attack from a different angle. Enriquez got there first, punched it and clear it. Macaulay King enjoys me saying Wilson Kehoe Winningham because of sending that ball back in. He elected to play it for a 3rd successive corner for the Indy 11.
A good little stretch, and we've seen this out of the 11 a couple times this season where they just had a team pinned in, whether through restarts or run of play. And it's one of those ones that you just hope you can grab one and get rewarded.
So from the opposite side, Aiden Quinn will send it in. He does have an assist this year from the Brickyard Battalion. Looking back post, Dees Pay got to it. He and Macaulay King were kind of going after the same piece of real estate. Threw off the run of Dees Pay. And the opportunity slides by for the Indy 11, and Dees Pay hustles to get to the back line. Dees Pay, of course, was acquired from FC Tulsa before the beginning of the season. He is the first native of Cuba to play for the Indy 11. Now 42 different nationalities represented the Indy 11 over 10 seasons played. Good looking run here. Vasquez with the read. Foster then steps in front of Vasquez, and Vasquez plays it off of Foster. Clean tackle, as alluded to by Brad Hunter. Throw in coming for the Indy 11.
So you made the move to put Budati to take away a little bit of Beckford, a little bit of that pace and creativity. And you slide Reese over to this side. Again, center back playing a little bit out of position, and now he's got to deal with Segrist. So same problem, just moves to the other side.
Looking for their first home win of the season. They do have a victory in the Open Cup against the Michigan Stars. Looking for all 3 points in league play, which could propel them right back into a playoff spot again, with a significant chunk of the season left to play. Sports this match is brought to us by your Central Indiana Honda dealers. Central Indiana, proud to be Honda's home turf too. Search your local Honda dealer today. Micah King wearing a different number than he did when he was here with the Indy 11 some 3 and 4 years ago. Micah wore number 3. His first stop with the club.
That ball across the field from Cam Lindley to Macca was set up by his eyes. Cam is on the opposite side of the field. He keeps looking at Reese moving up the field, and that draws the defender out wide, and then he drives the ball across into the space for Macca.
Yellow card going to be handed out to Speedy Williams. He had a full head of steam going, and Speedy Williams gets in there and trips him up. So first yellow of the match shown to the Switchbacks. 2 yellows handed out. One to Reese, the other to Jack Blake in half number 1. And Lindley appears that he will recover from his injuries. Martinez.
He is so good in the air.
Blake, Reese, and just not enough traffic in front of Herrera to make that any bit of difficulty. Mark Lowry liking what he is seeing from his somewhat patched together lineup for the Indy 11.
And that's one of the things you got to be careful. You see, Colorado Springs is dialed in on it. When they win the ball in transition and the 5 backs are stretched and out of shape, they're looking to go quickly. When the 5 backs settle in, they're looking for a little bit more combination play, see where they can break things down.
Lacroix off the boot of Martinez. Throw in coming next to the corner flag, and Patrick Segrist will take it for the visitors. Lacroix. This off the start of the broadcast. It's amazing kind of the twists and turns even in USL Championship that Duke left to go play with Orange County in 2017, and then the Indy 11 joined the USL the following year. It's remarkable to think that Duke has not played against the Indy 11 until tonight. Or the team that finished as the runners-up in the NASL in 2016. Thinking back to the 2 young players that were brought in by then head coach Jurgen Sommer as the foul is finally called. But there were 2 collegiate players that joined the Indy 11 for year number 2 in 2015. One was Duke Lacroix, other one was Daniel Keller. Both those guys could really play. Vasquez responds quickly to the ball from Dees Pay. Skundrich applying the pressure. Indy working well to build around it. A whiff there. Guenzati's got an opportunity.
Oh my
Guenzati missed it.
Oh my goodness.
An absolute gift was given by the Switchbacks, and Guenzati could not cash in.
And I tell you, normally when a ball is bouncing like that, you're looking to just lift it up over the keeper. But at 6'7", that's a tougher lift.
Tried to beat him to the right. We're going to look at it here. We'll monitor live action so you don't miss a thing. Siegrist good block. Tries to win it back a second time. Ball has stayed in play the entire time. And Siegrist, as we well know, is not one to shy away from contact. But a foul called as he played through and then upon Gustavo Risi. Risi immediately offers his hand. Nothing dirty in that, just two guys trying to occupy the same space. King wearing the 44 that was worn by Alex McQueen a year ago for the Indy 11. Back to Herrera. Renzati continuing to chase. Tonight's game presented in part by Sports Tech HQ. Winning is in our DNA in Indiana. For more information, visit forthewinners.com. Udati offside.
Yep. That's a little bit out of position. He's used to making that run through the run of play, not being up top.
Shadows completely, I shouldn't say completely, but mostly covering the field at this point. Back at home 7 days from now, LIP AFC. One of the great derbies in this league. Good looking ball here, they're onside. The blast and the miss. The opportunity came really out of nowhere from Shane Beckford.
And it can't happen when that back line is stretched, when you've got the shape is compromised. You've got to make sure that you drop as a back line to keep everything in front of you and deny any ball over the top or through.
Win in the air for Martinez. Bit of a three-car pileup in midfield, and somehow ball ended up in the feet of Risi. Taken away by Mahoney. Now Vasquez in retreat. And Beckford. Vasquez gets in the way. Vasquez wins it back. Throw in coming. Brad, have you heard of Mom Water?
I have.
I know you were getting ready to make a great point, but first let me ask you about Mom Water. It's refreshing fruit-infused vodka water with zero carbonation, zero sugar, zero carbs, and only 90 calories. Mom Water is the perfect game day drink. Found in Indiana, and now a proud sponsor of the Indy 11. Please drink and enjoy responsibly.
Love that. It's an Indiana company.
Pay. McGee the follow-up. Looking ball there, Macaulay King. And then Martinez got stepped on. And a yellow card has been shown to Duke Lacroix. Lacroix's return match the mic includes a yellow card, second yellow of the half. Shown to the Switchbacks. Speedy Williams picked up the other one, and we're just 13 minutes in.
Indy has got to stay out of the transition game.
This has been an Indy team that talked about, hey, the possession's been great. Hey, the completion percentage has been great. The scoring of goals, not so much. Tonight, the possession's not going to be there. It's just not the way this was going to work out. But the result is currently in their favor. And Risi had the right idea, just didn't locate the pass properly. that'll be, yep, a giveaway. So the Switchbacks were as easily or as casual with the possession along that touch line as were the Indy 11.
He's got such a dangerous throw. You can start to see the bodies are getting up into the box.
Has his throw reached Kyle Highland levels at this point?
You know, the thing is, you start seeing whenever, I forget the game it was, he came in as a late sub.
Pay got ahead to it, but Herrera will track it down.
And in the last couple minutes of the game, no matter where he was on the field, he's sprinting over. So they clearly have something designed where they like where he puts that ball. They send some bodies up there, see if they can find the other end of it.
Neville Hackshaw had kind of gotten to that status as well at the end of his days with the Indy 11. Of course, these days now, playing with the Oakland Roots is Neville. Enriquez able to withstand the challenge of Lindley. Maybe a rocket strap to his back to track that one down. Just a little too much on that one.
And I don't think you're allowed to do that.
That is, you know, again, it was Fast Friday yesterday when you get an extra 50 horsepower of engine boost in the Indy cars. Not so much for the actual human beings.
Come on, score another goal.
This match is brought to us by Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered. What have you seen from Macaulay King so far here, Brad?
Leadership. It's incredible. He's controlling the back line. You know, he's got that edge that you want in a defender. I mean, you just want a guy that nobody wants to play on. That's just that tough.
Lindley pokes the ball away. Then Lindley goes to ground and draws the foul from Enriquez. And Emilio Enriquez walks over to his old teammate and says, hey, my apologies. And that was a tactical foul with McGee down behind the play. Several trips by the training staff on either side to check on players. This one again, if you're just joining us, Brian Rebillon hit the lone goal of the match in the 18th minute. And then he was injured on the follow-through of the goal. So the last touch was the one that found the upper 90 of the right side of the net to beat Herrera. Give us this 1-0 advantage. Switchbacks in the midst of their third consecutive road match, all against Eastern Conference opposition. Last week lost to Memphis 9-1. Next week they are heading to play at Al Lang Stadium. It will be in downtown St. Petersburg to take on the Rowdies. Took a while for the Rowdies to find their form, but they seemingly have figured some things out. And again, they were dealt such a cruel blow right at the end of the training camp when they lose Leo Fernandez. After Sebastian Guenzati had been allowed to sign here with the Indy 11. Either be a bit of a hiccup for them to start the season, but
Rowdy's going to be Rowdies.
Neil Collins just celebrated his 5th anniversary as the man in charge of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Being able to walk the tightrope successfully and maintain possession. And offside is Boudadi. Of course, this match is brought to us by Johnson Controls. Johnson Controls, the power behind your mission.
That's one thing I like about a back like Boudadi getting high and being aggressive going forward when you're playing against a pacey player like Beckford. You're trying to see how far can I pull. If I'm dangerous, how much is he going to stay with me? How far can I pull him away from goal?
Enriquez, win by Indy. Segris making a run, but Ogren didn't see him. Ball sent in. Vasquez got a foot to it first. Thought he might have been fouled at the edge of the 18.
Yeah, that's just when you got to clear the ball. You just can't let it stay around.
Didn't get the whistle. Body goes flying. No shot comes from it just yet. The blast that doesn't get through. Ask for a handball, won't get it. Back and take a look when play allows us to. Martinez whips it away from Lacroix. Springs it forward for Blake, who's kept onside by Ogren. Blake takes the shoulder. Trying to find a way to get it back to Guinzani. Just couldn't blast it through. Broadcast position, you get to see a lot of the small things, the nuances, the interplay. King knows just the right angle at which to nudge a guy without getting whistled for a foul to create that advantage to maintain possession. Foster's offside. Foster in offside position. The first substitution brought back in by the Switchbacks. It'll be a minute or two. We'll look to on a new set of legs in the attacking third in Aaron Wheeler. Stephen Hogan, the head coach. James Chambers, his top assistant. You remember James as a player in this league. Quite a good one, too. James was kind of in a situation where he was a coach on the field. Not surprised he's in the coaching ranks now.
Good recovery, getting numbers behind the ball, slowing play down.
Vasquez just clears it, just hits it sideways to give his team a bit of a breather.
Yeah, he's been solid. He's had to come off the bench into that center back role today, and then also have an eye on the right back spot just to make sure he can provide adequate cover.
Wheeler makes his way to the fourth official. First sub for the Switchbacks, next stoppage of play. Henriquez, the back heel from Skundrich, didn't get through. There's a defensive shell drill right now for the Indy 11. Can they survive it?
You cannot drop everybody back. You got to have a little bit of opportunity to play out of this once you win possession.
And giving chase, Boudadi gets in the way. And that will be a corner. Our corner's brought to us by Wilson and Kehoe Winningham. It'll be McGee that will exit. Player coming on for him is Aaron Wheeler. He has played now in 10 of the 11 matches for the Switchbacks as a sub. He averages right at about 21 minutes a game. He turned 35 last week. He was out of pro soccer for 5 years and was brought back by the Switchbacks at the end of last season.
I would love to know how that conversation happened. Whether he reached out, whether the club reached out.
Ball sent in. King got there first. Edel couldn't get to it. And it will be another corner. We had head-to-head contact there, and so again, a familiar refrain. The training staffs will be waved on, I believe, for both sides. I think Blake is the player that is down for the Indy 11. That is confirmed. It is Skundrich that is the player that is down for Colorado Springs. Both players appear to be back up, so no need for the trainers to come on board. The edge of the 6, out of the edge of the 18. The blast that through all of that sea of arms and legs, Edel had a good look at it, had it lined up. Keep that 0 on the board and keep his team in a 3-point paying position. Martinez couldn't make the turn. Again, Henriquez. Opportunity here. Beckford gives it a hit. And once again, smothered by Yannick Edel.
Yeah, you've got to keep an eye on Beckford. He's too dangerous when you've got a guy on him, let alone in open spaces. At this point here, you got 20 minutes to go. You got to really pick and choose your times to vacate that area.
Edel has produced a clean sheet in this building before. It was the 0-0 draw against Las Vegas Lights back on April the 1st. Reese's got some space to operate. Foster down comes up and provides a little pressure. Nudged forward here. Of course, this match brought to us by the Keystone Group, specializing in transformational developments, construction, management, and investments. Solomon Asante has made his way to the 4th official. Our substitutions brought to us by Jiffy Lube of Indiana. It'll be another corner. This will be brought to us by Wilson Kehoe Winningham. Corners adding up quickly for the visitors from Colorado Springs. Trying to signal, hey, we want somebody else to take this one. Segrist will be asked to deliver this one. We're in the 11 man, trying to pull one back against the 11 tonight. Segrist sends it in. There was a bit of a dance inside of the box that time, and the whistle will actually go against the Switchbacks. It is Martinez, the player that is down for Indy. Well, something that doesn't happen very often. Sebastian Guenzati being subbed off. It will happen here. It's going to be replaced by Solomon Asante, and all of our substitutions are brought to us by Jiffy Lube of Indiana, and this is a pretty good resource to be able to have to bring in off the bench in Solomon Asante.
And you look at Guenzati, just tireless. What a work rate from him, pressing everything up top.
Asante obviously will play that forward role, but he's going to play it in a different fashion and more of kind of a midfielder's type of mentality. How does this change the shape and look of the Indy 11 Asante for Guenzati?
Well, it's fresh legs for one. It's another, you're trading out veteran for veteran, so high IQ. The thing that is a concern right now is when you drop that 5th player back to the back line, now you've got 3 in the middle and 2 up top, and the Switchbacks have been moving that ball and possessing that ball through the middle of the field, which puts additional stress on Quinn and Blake and Cam to cover that spot. So they've worn down a little bit. Do you bring Asante in, have him sit a little bit deeper, provide a little bit more help in the midfield?
Well, let's mention, you see that captain's armband on Douglas Martinez tonight. Is Military Appreciation Night for the Indy 11. As always, we are respectful and thankful for our military servicemen and women. Tonight's the night for the Indy 11 to give back on that front. Martinez will wave back on momentarily. If he at some point needs to be subbed out, Juan Tejada would be the likely and obvious choice to replace Martinez.
Every game, Martinez has gotten better and better and better.
Well, he was basically acquired from Sacramento Republic after the first game against the Rowdies. He was in to play 80 minutes the first time out on that miserably windy day in Detroit at the end of March. He has been hard to remove from the lineup ever since, although he did not play last week, and that was part of the agreement in the acquisition of Martinez from Sacramento in early March. He would not play in the game against them on May 13th. Was not the case for Macaulay King tonight against the Switchbacks, and of course is in part because Jonas Fjellberg was sent back in exchange for Maka King. Throw in coming for the visitors here in the 74th minute. Run going here by Beckford. Beckford sends it across. Segrist looking to settle. Lacroix couldn't get there in time, and Segrist with the studs up. No card, but worthy of a whistle and a stoppage of play. That is how Solomon Asante is welcomed into tonight's match.
Great ball. And this is the thing that Indy needs in these moments, is to hold a little bit of possession, take some pressure off your back line.
Asante trying to work his way around Skundrich and couldn't do it. Next substitution getting ready for the Switchbacks. His name has been sent to the 4th official by the coaching staff. Jay Chapman will be that player that will come in next for the Switchbacks while we're eyeballing that foul whistle against Colorado Springs.
And that's on a repossession. Martinez just, the thing that's really grown in his game over these last few matches has been his effort defensively.
Blake, good find. Quinn, Martinez just couldn't get the steps right. Thought that maybe Quinn would have a hit on that again. He is much like Cam Lindley. He's going to pass first and kind of shoot secondarily.
Yeah, he thought about it. He had to look at it, and then he saw Martinez flashing through.
And that'll be a foul against Gustavo Arisi. Skundrich, worse for wear on the exchange.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he got hit, but then he came down awkwardly on top of the ball.
Skundrich has played every minute of every match for the Switchbacks so far. Does have 1 goal on the season. It's the fact that he spent the last years with DC United. Also spent time with Sacramento and Bethlehem Steel at this level. Enriquez, a curling ball, and Metal decides the late punch instead of the catch.
Good win.
Opportunity here. Asante streaming forward. Martinez. Hold things up. It's not corner flag time just yet, but that is clearly a foul. A hand in the small of the back, extended forward by Enriquez, and now a little time to waste for the Indy 11. There's actually whistle against the Indy 11 in some fashion. I'd like an explanation on that one, please.
Yeah, you know, the center was pointing for 11, and the linesman immediately, you know, put it for Colorado Springs. So don't know what he saw on top of the ball.
Well, what the linesman did not see because of his angle was the push in the back that Enriquez made. That was a time where the center had it right, and the person, because of the angle that was closest, couldn't see the foul that the center did. And now there'll be a foul against the Indy 11.
You got to stay away from this. There's just too many opportunities for set pieces here in the final third.
Sports This Match is brought to us by the Denny Companies. The Denny Companies, tearing down the past so you can build the future. Kind of got that sense from Mark Lowry at halftime. He was going to kind of be a white knuckler for the Indy 11 in the second half, trying to hang on. Done so successfully for the last 33 minutes. Can they do so for 12 more plus stoppage time? They'll go the short distance. Beckford the blast, doesn't get through. Right into the belly of Macaulay King. Segrist, the flick forward by Mahoney, and he couldn't keep it in play.
It was a brilliant turn by Mahoney.
Kid coming for the Indy 11. More substitutions. It's brought to us by the Chief Loop of Indiana. Marco Rios is listed on the 18-man roster. He is not listed on the roster in the game notes of the Switchbacks. I would assume this might be a young academy player making his debut with the club. Ogren gives chase. Beats Martinez to it. Martinez has put forth I was going to literally say, he was at a full sprint. He has put forth a lot of energy, and literally he is on his knees behind the play.
And here's the chess move that goes on. So Beckford has switched sides to go back up against Reese, and then they've dropped Reese inside and pushed King back out.
Well, you felt it was a matter of time before Douglas Martinez had given his last in this match. Juan Tejada is on your screen as we speak, trying to get into his uniform, get the warm-up gear off, and get the match shirt on. That is the role that Tejada has largely assumed for the Indy 11 this year. He's been the guy that has come in and tried to close out matches as best he can. Of course, that included the game winner against Loudoun United 2 weeks ago. Fans, you can take the boys in blue with you wherever you go. Download the Indy 11 app in the Apple Store or get it on Google Play.
Yeah, that was a great finish by Tejada against Loudoun. A flick, a ball out of nowhere comes into Martinez. He sees Tejada running, just flicks it into space. Tejada does the rest.
Martinez will be escorted off. Tejada is making his way to the fourth official as we speak. That's the third substitution for the Indy 11. By the way, a yellow was handed out to the bench for the Indy 11. Not sure over what, or if something might have been said. Martinez apparently shown a yellow as well, thinking that somehow his injury has involved some time wasting for the Indy 11.
And every time you see Coach Iose at the substitution table, you're thinking, wait, okay, all right.
You and I were having that conversation earlier before the broadcast started. With some of the injuries that the Indy 11 have dealt with, you got to wonder if the ask has been put in. Hey, have you thought about maybe coming back for a little bit? The high boot by Wheeler didn't really connect with Blake, so it's allowed to go on. Sante tried to draw contact, didn't get it.
Great step.
Now Reese at least able to slow the progress of the attack down, but not clear the zone. And it's Beckford. He has been the instigator of so much in terms of opportunities, even if none of them have been cashed in just yet by the Switchbacks. That ball that appeared bound for the Switchbacks bench never made it out of play. Waugh turns and redirects the attack. Skundrich trying to play that ball off of Vasquez. Does he? No. In fact, he takes it across the byline for a goal kick and a chance for a few more sands of the hourglass to drain through from the Indy 11 perspective.
Precious sands.
By the way, even though it feels like fall out here right now, is it like summer all of a sudden? Because we're in the 83rd minute. It's not dark yet. It's been a few weeks since you and I have done a game together here at this point.
It has.
Lights are certainly on and in effect, but we're definitely seeing stars out here as we approach 9 o'clock local time. Williams has to play that one sideways. Wheeler. Size, he has it 6'4". He's able to kind of shuck Reese on that play. Wheeler, I think, got stepped on and came out of his boot. Got injured. He's trying to re-shoe. Is Tejada onside? I don't think he is, which is why Quinn couldn't play it to him.
Good fight.
But now Tejada can get involved there. Herrera will get a boot to it just in time. Foul against the Indy 11. Indy 11 fans, gather your group of 10 or more for a unique way to experience game day, including our new beer garden experience at Carroll Stadium. Groups receive exclusive on-field opportunities and stadium recognitions up to 35% off regular ticket pricing. To learn more and book your group, visit indy11.com/tickets or call 317-685-1100 and ask for the ticketing department.
And this is the ask of Tejada here for these last 10 minutes. Chase everything. Just chase everything. Do not give an easy ball out of the back line.
I think that's the ask for Tejada on days that end in Y. I think that's what he does every time out for the Indy 11.
You gotta love the way he plays. It's all out all the time.
As I have said, and I mean this as a compliment, he plays with his hair is on fire. Wheeler got to that one. Edel has to spill it.
Great save.
Yannick Edel with the diving save. He's racked up some save numbers tonight. Nothing has had to have been of the spectacular until that one.
And great ball by Wheeler.
Is a corner kick brought to us by Wilson, Kehoe, and Winningham. We're using all of that 6'4" frame, and that was on target. As we return to action, the service sent in. Beckford, that was Reese.
Trouble.
Flag goes up. Flag goes up, which gets the Indy 11 out of trouble. And now there is more trouble brewing.
No. Stay away.
That got ugly early. You will have the benefit of going back and looking at the replay as to whom the guilty parties will be. Obviously, the book has been pulled out. Exactly who is getting a card and of what color is to be determined.
You just can't get involved. At this point in the game, you just can't get involved in something like this.
Now is anything of the variety that could have somebody missing time beyond this game. You watch the replay. My eyes are locked in on the referee to see how this one is going to be handled. Dees Pay got wrapped up with Ogren, and again, you're hearing reactions from the fans because we have this wonderful video board on the east end of Carroll Stadium. The referee does not have access or the ability to kind of go do video review in a situation like that. So everything is what he has to see live in this scenario.
And incredible job by Edel in this moment. You know, and leadership, you know, there's a bunch of adrenaline running through everybody, and he immediately goes and starts pushing his players away from this.
Dees Pay still down in a prone position on the ground. We've seen the book. We've not seen an official card handed in anybody's direction just yet. There's a yellow, just a double yellow, that's it. So basically a yellow in each direction. So Ogren picks one up. Dees Pay picks one up. Now that that has been taken care of, we can put our attention back to the fact that possession returns to the Indy 11. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM-FC 157, North America's only 24/7 sports of 24/7 source of engaging soccer talk. With USL All Access to tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Let's hear live matches from the USL Championship, Major League Soccer, English Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM-FC 157 and the SXM app. Opportunity here. Asante, Blake to his right. Blake has a hit! Steered away by Christian Herrera. It is a corner kick coming, presented by Wilson, Kehoe, Winningham.
Great ball, great overlapping run by Blake.
Blake looking for his second in as many matches here at Carroll Stadium.
You know, an intense moment, dust up in the box here. You got a veteran team, so you expect the guys not to let this carry over into play. And immediately, as it returned to play, Coach Lowry's pointing to his temples, saying, be smart, be smart, be smart.
Indy 11 go the short route for the corner, but Quinn is deemed to be offside. When Lindley played him the ball, it was deemed that he was in an offside position. It's no need to look further on the contact that went down inside of the 18. The restart by Herrera. Gained just a few yards as he spun it forward. That drew the attention of the Indy 11 bench. Wheeler trying to hold up play. Reese with him step for step.
He's just done a great job.
Good distribution here by Quinn to find Boudadi. Boudadi and Mahoney with a shoulder block on that play, and he is shown a call.
I don't know what he's arguing. There's no intent to play the ball.
Right. Shoulder to shoulder is one thing. Shoulder to the back is another. And Mahoney not happy with the whistle in his direction. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's a little much. And again, every infraction like that is just more time the Indy 11 can take off the clock, as they have been defending this 1-goal lead now for 72 minutes. They'll have to do it for 8 more.
8 minutes. Wheeler is a handful, and I'd say Reese has done a great, sliding back into that center back spot. He has done a great job of keeping him contained.
Tejada, good job to win that ball for Indy. Asante. Maybe largely a game of keep away from this point in time forward.
Well, here in these moments, you really count on, you've been a team that has been top of the league in possession, and so that's what you're requiring of the guys right now. Just keep the ball. Keep the ball. I mean, in that situation, that was the first time Beckford comes all the way back to his 18 to defend.
Of course, this match brought to us by Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered. Quinn, keeping it at his feet. Good job by Lindley to win it right back. Then Lindley goes to ground. That will be a foul on Skudrich. Open up the card variety, but again, possession is 9/10 of the law right now for the Indy 11.
Well, nothing on the card variety on the foul, but then I think afterwards he takes a little shot at Lindley while he's on the ground.
That would potentially draw more of the ire of the official. Nothing in it. These two are playing like old division rivals. That is not the case. It's the second year they have played. It's the only time, barring a cup final, they will see each other this year. Asante able to use his speed to get that one back. Tejada goes to ground, not enough in that one. Indy is perfectly fine to do a triangle drill next to their own corner flag. This could be a wonderful exercise in doing nothing for the Indy 11. Keep the ball in the least dangerous position as possible.
It's well played. That was well played. Opportunities to switch the field and move the ball out of his pocket, but they were doing such a great job with 1- and 2-touch play.
Brickyard Battalion at full song tonight. Largely at full capacity as well. Tejada will take this into the corner flag and try to have a camp out. Weaves his way through, has a hit, that's fine. Goes right back to the corner flag. Our corner kick brought to us by Wilson Kehoe Winningham. This corner might travel about 3 inches. Tried to play it off the switchbacks defender, didn't work out as well that time.
Critical to keep your shape now, so hustle back.
Tonight's match, as all of our matches with the Indy 11 brought to us by your Central Indiana Honda dealers. Central Indiana is proud to be Honda's home turf too. Search your local Honda dealer today, and a casual giveaway by the Switchbacks. We'll have our post-game coverage on the Indy 11 television network.
Just drop this in the corner.
Yes, he thinks that's a phenomenal idea. Here's Tejada. Deflected off of Duplessis. Throw incoming. This one has not been, frankly, overly pretty for the Indy 11. But the end result could be sublime. Tejada sneaks in, cuts it back, goes to ground. Not enough in it, says the official. He did give a glance at the AR for a little help, but nothing there. But then,
good decision.
Long distance ball outpaces everybody. And you can waste time at the back too, just as you can by the corner flag. And after the extreme velocity at which Edel had to pick that ball up at, he was winded, so he goes to the ground to ensure he's able to stop its momentum properly. I hope you can detect the full sarcasm with that comment.
I got it.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. And Tejada will walk this ball to the corner flag. Tonight, our flagship station, Wish TV, here in Indianapolis. As always, we thank our friends at Wish TV, your local news source. This game coverage for us until 9:30. Of course, Wish TV News on both Wish TV as well as Miami TV begins at 10 o'clock.
Great hustle from Aiden Quinn. I mean, that's a guy that wants to win. He's on 90-plus minutes on his legs, and he's chasing the ball, pressing as the top player, and then chasing it back 40 yards on full sprint. Gotta love seeing that.
Lindley plays that off of a Switchbacks player. Dees Pay goes down behind the play. He has used their substitution windows tonight. So he'll have to hobble through or simply play a man down the rest of the way. Kind of stretched out a leg there while he has the opportunity as well. Be a giveaway and a throw in coming here for the Switchbacks. Rios can keep it at his feet. Good find to get to Blake. Blake will take this as far as he can, and he's fouled. Lacroix or Rios, either one, drew the whistle. This one might get to minute 99 or 100, given kind of the fits and starts that we have had, even during this extended period of stoppage time.
The same thing I just said about Quinn, you could say about Blake. The desire to win on fatigued legs, just continuing to push and push and push.
Away though by Indy here, opens up a sliver of space. Dees Pay, and he was late in getting there. And so now here is a set piece where everybody can charge forward for Colorado Springs.
Yeah, don't like the foul there. Don't like the foul. It's not in a position where he can hurt you at that moment. Delay play, allow some players to recover.
Let's note that Herrera has come forward. So goalkeeper is going to be in the box here as well. One final opportunity, it appears, for the visitors in tonight's match. I don't think that was a tactical foul, but I think that was simply a clumsy challenge.
I think it was just fatigue
by Dees Pay. It's Enriquez that will send this in. Delivers, doesn't get through. Header missed the target. And Wheeler sends that one to Michigan Street.
It's the right play. You know, got Wheeler slashing to the front of the 6. Ball's put right there where he just needs to get a redirection on it.
Foster will effort a new ball for play to restart for the Indy 11. and that's it.
It's a big win for Indy.
Absolutely gutting one out for the Indy 11 tonight. Brian Rebion got the early goal. It turned into the only goal. And for the first time this year, all 3 points at home belong to the Indy 11. Their third win of the season. 1-0 against the visitors from Colorado.
Well deserved too. Well deserved. This was an unbelievable game. It had everything. Physical back and forth. You had the adjustment of tactics by both teams mid-game.
You know, so many times it has been the Indy 11 have played well, but the result hasn't matched the level of play. I'm not saying they played poorly in any way, shape, or fashion, but tonight it wasn't about beautiful soccer. It was about cutting one out, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, and you could see what it means to the guys just in the way that when that final whistle blew, the reaction and the body language from the guys.
Handshakes and hugs being shared by teammates and opponents in tonight's matchup. And Rebion exited the match as soon as he hit the game winner for the Indy 11. He played just 18 minutes tonight, but the veteran, previous stops with Mark Lowry in both Jacksonville and El Paso, the second year with the Indy 11, got the job done this evening.
Such a beautiful goal. Ball's into Guinzotti. He's making a run off of Guinzotti's right side. Guinzotti's got his back to goal, sees him, lays it out. He takes just enough time, doesn't rush it, takes just enough time to allow the defenders to screen the keeper and then bends it back post.
Well, that'll do it for tonight's broadcast, at least from the ESPN Plus version. Those of you watching on the Indy 11 television network, you will see our post-game coverage where we'll talk to a couple of players after the win, as well as hopefully the head coach and Mark Lowry. The smoke billowed on 3 occasions tonight at Carroll Stadium. Wants to start the match, wants to end the match at this moment right here. Indy 11 wins it 1-0. Thanks for joining us for Indy 11 Soccer. Tonight's match is presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers. Central Indiana is proud to be Honda's home turf too. Search your local Honda dealer today. And by Community Health Sports Medicine. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
It's fun to get behind the wheel of the best rides. Honda, in stock now. Save thousands with 0.9% financing. The best value brand with the best resale value. Get 0.9%. Search your local Honda dealer today.
For over a century, Indiana has been the destination for sports innovation and the state where champions are crowned. Now, we're entering a new era with Sports Tech HQ, a place that inspires innovation and invests in entrepreneurs who are changing the game, one startup at a time. Welcome to the crossroads of sports and technology. Sports Tech HQ, home of the game changers.
All the color in the world.
Bring color to life with the very best paint, only at your Sherwin-Williams store.
I'm a happy-go-lucky guy, but sometimes I get a little stressed because I'm not for sure what's going to happen down the road. I was at the cancer unit, and when I come out from seeing the doctor, I said something about needing some help with all the paperwork. They gave me a name and a phone number. Her name is Molly. She works over at Community. She tells me, stop worrying, let me take care of it. She is my angel.
Stand by me.
From the engine to the transmission, Honda certified it. Drive with confidence, knowing from mile 1 to mile 100,000, you're backed with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Only available at your local Honda dealer.
Post-game show underway here on the Indy 11 television network. Thanks to those of you joining us in Indianapolis on Wish TV, WHME in South Bend, and WLMO in Fort Wayne. Tonight you see the first Indy 11 victory of the home regular season. 1-0 against the Switchbacks of Colorado Springs. Now 12 points on the season for the Indy 11 through 10 games. Just 1 goal in it for the Indy 11 tonight. And then it was 80 minutes of hanging on by your fingernails for Mark Lowry's team.
It was great. Everything about the night was great. Great weather, great crowd. You love the tactics in the game. And then certainly, if you're an Indy 11 fan, you love the result.
Well, Yunus Boudadi will be joining us coming up here in a matter of moments. One of the reasons why I wanted to ask Yunus about being on the match or the post-game show tonight, because the work he's put in all season long, but again, the position switch we saw him make at halftime.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved the chess match in here. The pace of Boudadi was able to counter Beckford, and loved the thought of it, and then loved also the fact that there was still no fear, still kept going forward.
Well, one of my favorite quotes is, necessity is the mother of invention. And so with that, let's welcome Yunus Boudadi onto the post-game show with us. Congratulations on the victory, Yunus. How you feeling after 100 minutes of chasing that one?
Oh man, it's a good feeling. We've been chasing this one for a while now. The first home win, and I think it was more about the grit and the mentality of the team. And very proud of the performance that everyone put in. It was not easy. We knew it was going to be a fight, but we needed a clean sheet and a win at home. Nothing better than that.
Kind of in a perfect scenario for this team. Normally, it's you at right back, it's Robbie at left back, and Brian kind of fill in, as needed because of Robbie not being